I've been working at GeekyAnts for almost 5 years now. And in this journey, I've worked on various projects. And today I'm here to discuss about one of the projects where we had a use case to create multiple apps for different brands with almost same layout but different themes. So there are multiple approaches to do that. Let's discuss some of the approaches. So the first and the easiest approach that anyone can think of is creating multiple apps. For example, if there are 5 brands, then we can create 5 different apps for mobile. But it can be beneficial in some of the cases. For example, if the brands are having unique and complex features that cannot easily be shared and reused across brands, then it makes more sense to have different apps. When the user base for each brand is distinct and separate, then also it makes more sense to have different apps. If separate development teams are responsible for each brand, building separate apps might align with development. If the brands are having if one of the brand is having like rapid and frequent updates, then also it makes sense to have different apps. But it also comes with some disadvantages. Yeah, so the first and the foremost, we will be duplicating a substantial portion of our code base across the different apps, which may lead to more development time and resource overhead. And of course, the scalability challenges will be there. If we add one more brand, then the code base will become more complex. And yeah, the code base will become more complex in this case if we add one more brand. Then there's approach 2, and this is of course the one we used. This is a monorepo, using a monorepo structure where we can have a single app which can serve as a foundation for multiple brands with minor theme and feature changes. So this can be advantageous in some of the cases. Like this is a the it serves some advantages. First of all, development and effort can be significantly reduced by reusing the code base. Yeah, and common features can be reused. It maintains consistency as well as the code base. A single code base ensures a consistent user experience across all the brands, which will result into resource saving. There are multiple options that are there for monorepo. Oh, I skipped one. So yeah, as like everything in the world, it comes with some disadvantages as well. First of all, learning curve. Team members needs to become familiar with the monorepo structures and tools, and slower initial setup. Setting up a monorepo can be more time consuming than setting up individual repositories. And as our code base and the number of brand increases, the build and test times becomes longer. So there are multiple options that are available today in the market. So first is Lerna. Lerna is widely and particularly used for JavaScript projects. Then there's Yarn Workspaces. Yarn Workspaces is built into Yarn Package Manager that simplifies monorepo management, making it easier to manage dependencies. Then there's NX, also called as NRWL extensions. It is popular for Angular, but it also serves React and React Native frameworks. Then there's RushTech by Microsoft, Bazel by Google, and then there's one more, Rush by Shopify. So why did we use NX in our project? So NX encourages best practices for code organization, naming convention, and project structuring. It also comes with built-in support for integration for CI/CD pipelines. Yeah, it comes with built-in support for CI/CD pipelines, which makes it easier to automate development and testing. And it has an extensive ecosystem. Yeah, so it offers a rich ecosystem of plugins and extensions, and it is well suited for large and complex projects. So this was the structure of our code base. Yeah. So as you can see, we used NX create workspace command to create this structure where we had an apps folder, and inside apps we had app and next. And as in React Native inside app we are having Android and iOS, and all the common features are there in the src folder in the root directory, you can see. So there's src, and in src there are multiple assets, like assets folder for each brand, and then components which can be reused for next and app both. So there are services and themes that can also be reused. So using this structure, we were able to accomplish some of the things. Let's look into that. So first of all, this structure allowed us to reuse a substantial portion of our code base, which led to resource cost and time savings. And we were able to make the apps faster, and we were able to make it, we were able to deploy it faster to the App Store and Play Store. And also it supported us to have dynamic theming and branding. Yeah. So other than NX, the most important tool that helped, that supported us through this project was none other than our own BlueStack UI. It hasn't been that much time since we launched it publicly, but we are using it from quite a while in all of the projects. And I'd like to, I'll recommend it to everyone and give it a try. So this is the result that we got after using that. So this is one of the screens. So that is being used in Next and app both, and it is just having some theme changes, but the overall layout is same. Yeah, and also if you want to see the whole website, you can hop on to Darden, like it's a Darden restaurants in US. So you can go there. And yeah, I think this was all. Thank you.